living on campus versus living independently. What should college students consider? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. My name is Muhammad FARIS IQBAL bin Muhammad ZAILANE, and today I will be discussing something really important to all of us when the time comes. I will be discussing an important decision that college students like us must take whether we like it or not, which is whether to live on campus or live independently. To some of us, it may seem like something trivial, but it has many significant impact on students' academic performance, financial management, and even emotional well-being. Let me begin with a simple question. Have you ever wondered why some students can adapt quickly to university life? The simple answer is their living environment. Consequently, it is vital that students carefully evaluate these factors before making a choice. In this short chance that I can share my opinion, I would argue on behalf of living on campus, although both has its own distinct advantages because it is generally more beneficial, particularly for students in the early years of studies, since it provides stronger academic support, better financial structure, and a more supportive collective environment. First and foremost, academics consideration should be an utmost priority for any students. Living on campus' biggest benefits is in facilities. Students that live on campus have the liberty of accessing academic facilities easier, such as the library, lecture halls, and study spaces. As a result, students that live on campus are more likely to attend classes on time, participate in academic discussion, and stay engaged with the studies. This is not something I say without any base. A study by the American Council on Education found where students that live on campus tends to achieve a higher GPA along with a better retention rate compared to those who live independently. In addition, living in campus encourages collaboration among students. The fact that peers live nearby help in improving that it is easier to form study groups, sharing knowledge, and preparing for assignments and examinations together. Let's put it in context. A student that struggles with particular subject can straightforwardly seek help from a friend or classmates that live in the same residence hall. This academically kind of interaction promotes deeper understanding and consistent learning habits. If you are still doubting me, consider this. If help is just a few steps away from your room, wouldn't it make your learning process easier? On the other hand, you have students who chose to live independently. These students may face several academic challenges. Let's say, for instance, commuting. It can be something that is time-consuming and exhausting. This alone can lead to a loss of focus and reduced punctuality. Furthermore, living off campus exposes students to distractions like household responsibilities, or in other words, a less academic-oriented environment. Subsequently, students with weak self-discipline may find it difficult to maintain their studies routine consistent. Therefore, from an academic point of view, living on campus provides more planned and structured settings for a success. Alright, moving on to our next point. Financials are equally important when deciding where to live because it is our lifeline as students. At first thought, living independently seems a lot more affordable, especially with split bills with roommates. However, do not let this perception fool you. According to a survey by Statista, students that live off campus often spend more money on transport, which goes up to 30% more than what they had anticipated due to hidden costs like transport repair. Living independently also involves various expenses that are always overlooked during this decision making. This covers utility bills such as electricity and water, our very important internet costs, groceries, transportation, and other daily necessities. Additionally, students must learn how to manage the financial situation on their own, which can prove challenging to students who are inexperienced in budgeting. Without a proper training, students may overspend or even worse, struggle to meet their monthly expense. In contrast, living on campus involves fixed payment that covers all accommodations. This kind of arrangement makes it easier on students to manage their finances because their monthly payments are not unpredictable like living on their own. Additionally, as I mentioned before, campus facilities such as internet access, study areas, and libraries are often included, effectively reducing the need for extra spending. So, ask yourself, is saving a little worth risking the financial instability? Although campus living may appear more expensive initially, it offers greater stability in finances. It is much more predictable. Students are less likely to encounter surprise costs, and they can put much more of their focus into studies rather than juggling with multiple expenses. Therefore, from a financial perspective, living on campus is more beneficial because it is more practical and manageable. Now, let's take a look beyond academics and financial. Let's focus on emotions and well-being because it plays an important role in a student's experience. Living on campus may provide a more vibrant and supportive community that can help students in adjusting. These students have more opportunity to meet new people, form friendships, and even participate in various campus activities. Let's take a look at a report by National Survey of Students' Engagement. They found that students living in campus report that they have a higher level of satisfaction, a sense of belonging, and mental well-being, a better mental well-being compared to those living independently. For example, universities often organize events, club, and group activities that helps encourage student engagement. These opportunities allow students to develop personal skills, build connections, create a sense of belonging. As a result, students are less likely to feel isolated, especially on their first year. Imagine going to a new place where you know nobody. Would you prefer to face it alone or be surrounded by supportive people? On the opposite side, students that live independently tend to experience loneliness or a sense of disconnection without regular interaction with friends or classmates. It can cause difficulties to build strong social relationships. I'm sorry. In addition, managing daily chores, cooking, and paying bills can lead to really high stress levels. While some students may enjoy their independence, others may struggle to cope with the lack of support. So, let's put it in conclusion. The decision between living on campus and living independently requires an in-depth consideration that includes academics, financials, and emotional factors. While living on your own offers freedoms and opportunities for personal development, it can also become a ticket to financial instability and emotional stress that could affect a student's overall experience. In other words, it is a double-edged sword that can either be beneficial or harmful to you if not used correctly. On the other hand, living in campus provides a suitable environment, more predictable monthly payment, and even a supportive social community. Therefore, I would strongly recommend that college students, especially first-year students, to live in campus. By doing so, they can build a strong foundation in academics, develop meaningful relationships, and adjust more effectively to university life. That is all from me. I hope you enjoy listening to my public speaking. Thank you.